Welcome to Hollywood. Ready for battle.
Unfortunately, we just have to deal with the fact that this annoying freaking bar is going to be here, so that's what it is.
Attackers
Where are you?
in 30
Hey?
seconds.
I'll enjoy the quiet while it lasts.
So the biggest issue we need to talk about for you is just how to take map control. I mean, we've been talking about this all semester,
Attacker.
but for you especially, right? We need to be thinking more about going side to side, because you like to jump head on into people, and whenever you're looking at people from the front and going in from the front, you're going to take a butt ton of damage.
I gotta get that 180 tech, you know.
Right. So like
Show them about.
you can see these people here, right? You're like, okay, you're scouting, right? You can see there's people in cafe. There's a hog here, okay. And first of all, you need to look behind you and see like what your team's doing, because they're not really ready to go in. But know it, like when they are, okay. What are your options here? Like how are you gonna try to take this map?
Force the hog off high ground because, like, I don't know, if he can't flank, he's not getting any value, especially if he's just standing in front of us.
Yeah.
Why
I
is
mean,
Nem here?
force the hog, but at least you need your team to go here at the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Right, this guy needs the high ground control, or at least this guy needs to flank. Right, he can either go high ground or he can either go behind, either or. But you and the Doomfist do not want to go this way. Right, you guys don't want to go in like this. So your team has to go here. Okay, so if you want to open up this angle, okay, what are your jump options here for to get your team in? Do you want to jump like here, for example?
Nah, that's too far.
Yeah,
Too
because then
close.
why is it too far?
The Ash can just shoot you.
Yeah, you're gonna get shot, and if you drop off on either side here, you're just gonna die. Right, there's no cover.
It's either close corner of the top high ground or just underneath the high ground. Just
Yeah,
like,
I think it's
yeah.
probably safe to go close corner. I think it's probably safe to go here, piss off the hog a little bit, because this is a pretty soft commit. You know, it's okay to bubble this immediately. Just zap the hog, and basically all you're doing is trying to where you can even jump like a little bit closer. You can jump probably here, immediately
Okay.
bubble, and then start backing this way. Right. And the whole point of that is just to make sure the hog can't throw a hook here, and get your team as they cross. Right, and this actually, and also this might get your Doomfist in. Like if your Doomfist wants to slam in at this point and contest the hog, punch him off, he can do that with a bubble there. You can't do it if you're not there. So your objective is this. Okay, it's this concave. And you need to think about that pre-fight and actually play for that. Because you're kind of just standing here like, okay, what are we doing? Kind of wasting time, and at this point, your team is looking to do something, right? Like this is what I meant when I said just, hey, move your mouse around, because you know this whole time, what's your team doing? You have no freaking idea, right? These guys, like these guys are too far back to do anything. You want to tell them, hey, get closer. I'm gonna jump left, right? Like this guy's in. Like okay, whatever. He's not your problem anymore. Okay, since you have a Zarya bubble, you can definitely make this jump actually. Right? You go here. I forgot you had a Zarya, but you go here. You Zarya bubble. You get a little bit of charge, and you just chill here, or you drop off.
Yeah.
Any of those would have been fine, but you're wasting too much time right now. This is what I mean by it doesn't look like you know what you're doing, because to figure out what you're doing, you have to get information. Okay, so your information is where's the enemy? Well, most of them are cafe. There was a hog here, but he jumped off to chase a Doom because he's an idiot. So whatever, top is free. Go top. Right, but you're not going top, and you're not looking at your team. So you have information on the enemy that you're not using. As in, top is free, go top, but you're not doing it, and you don't have information on your team, on your own team, which you need to get. Right, this is a very consistent problem where you don't look behind you. Yeah, like you still have no clue what you're doing, and now you burn this jump. Right, instead of going top, what are you jumping right now? Absolutely nothing. Right, if you want to walk in and get the guys in charge, say, hey, bubble me, I'm going to just walk forward and bait. Walk forward, boom, 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 Zarya boom, and then you jump up and you go here. Instantly. Yeah?
Yeah.
But it's just... The broader concept here is get information and then move with intent. Right, information on 11 other people, not just 6 other people. Right, you saw the enemy, and then you have to see the other 5 guys in your team, and then do something with that information. Right, you saw... the enemy, you didn't see your team, and then you didn't do anything with the information. You kind of just sat around. Now this jump is really bad. Oh crap! Because what are you doing right now? You're just doing a diva. This is pointless. You're wasting time. Like, this is fine, but you should have been here earlier, right? You go here, you say, "Oh, there's a diva. Do I want to shoot this diva?" No, fighting the diva is not my problem. Because you just stand here, get your team top, and then once your team is in position, then you can bubble. You can Zarya bubble jump this way. All right, your team goes top. You have control of this side. Your Doomfist is on the flank. All right, so if you have people here, and your Doomfist is here, where's your kill box?
I mean, considering how they're on top of Cafe, like either they are on point, but we have to force them point first.
Yeah, you're looking to pinch this, right? So you're looking to push these guys off this way and pinch point. But just not a whole lot of intent here. You just don't know what you're doing. Right, we're dueling a diva and we're burning a bubble here, and this bubble is really, really bad.
I was just worried about Hog.
Yeah, but like that's being really short-sighted, right? It's like, oh yeah, there's a Hawk here. Well, that's being kind of short-sighted because the issue really is, like, first of all, look at what your team's doing. Okay, team's not really ready to go. But your Doomfist is in position, so and they're like these guys are looking like they want to walk in. So if you're gonna make a play on Cafe and bubble this. You know, bubbling here, it means you can't do anything for 13 seconds. It's like you're trying to tell me what you're doing in the spur of the moment, and if you want to win more games or just be more effective, you got to think on a longer time scale. Right? What are you trying to do 10 seconds from now? And I'm not really getting the impression you're thinking about that because you're just standing on this high ground, just like looking around, and being like, hey, what's going on? Oh, there's a diva here. I'll fight her. Right? I'll bubble this, even though the hook's already used. I tell Theo this a lot, but every bubble needs to be used with intent. Right? You want to be in a position where you're choosing where to put bubbles because the bubble is going to dictate which space you're trying to contest. You don't want to be in a position where you're getting your bubbles forced in bad spots. And this right now, right, your team more or less has control of this. You don't really need to bubble this. Right? You want to bubble this, or you want to drop down and like bubble this and pinch this guy into the stairwell. But you really don't want to bubble this because this really makes you ineffective for the next 12 seconds. See, like how you can't do anything now, right? Your team is touching point. You can't do anything. Now that being said, you do have a Zarya bubble, and you're playing like you don't have one. She's like, who am I bubbling? God knows. Right? You can still make a play. Like let's say you're here, okay, and you had some kind of goal in mind, because right now you don't have one. Right now you're just sitting here going like, who knows what I'm doing. Let's say you had a goal in mind and you stood here and you were playing like you had a Zarya bubble. What could you do?
Yeah, just jump to the opposite high.
Jump opposite high, get bubble, and then what? You don't have your bubble, so you can't stay here, right?
I mean, no, you're just gonna drop back towards your side, like not
Which
there.
side?
Like no, right. Go to your right. There.
Yes, drop this way, hide here, right? What does this give you? If you're in a position where you have a junk here, your Zarya's here, your Ana's being kind of dumped. She's gonna get hooked. But your Ana should be here, and then you're here.
Our Ana should be high grounded.
Well, I mean, your Ana should have gone this way, but it's too late. So like your Ana should at least not be in hook range. Okay, when your Doom died, but your Doom was doing this, right? We like this, right? We like concaves, and you being here helps you set the concave on the right side. And you need to be thinking about this, like way in advance. And by way in advance, I mean like 5 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds. It's not a huge amount of time, but this right now, like this body language you're giving me tells me you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. And it really shows, right? Because your Zarya's going like, who the hell am I bubbling? She has 15 charge. And you're still playing like you don't have bubble. You're like, hey, Zarya, do you have bubble? God knows. Or you're dueling a hog instead of taking Cafe. And now you've had bubble for however many seconds now? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're not making a play still, right? 6. This is 8 seconds we've had bubble, you're not making a play. This is completely unacceptable.
I mean, I'm at 200 health.
Huh?
I'm at 200 health.
Who's gonna heal you when you're camping that? Let's go back to this. Right, you're at 350. This is totally fine. You're 350 with 2 bubbles, and your Mercy's right there. This is fine. Go make a play. You're at 350. Your Mercy's healing you. Go make a play. right? Even discounting that, right? You took damage at, let's say, you got your bubble back at 318. You're totally fine right now. You can go make a play. Like instantly go look for play. You take damage at 314. 4 seconds where you didn't even try to make a play. Right, you're not taking any space. Like you need to be here ages ago. The Zarya still has bubble, I think. Okay, she used it on somebody else, and then she has another one. She has 0 charge because you're not going in. Right, go cafe. Now, this jump kind of sucks because it's just a longer jump, right? Like this from here, this is a shorter distance you have to cross, right? It's like not by much, but
It's pretty much the same.
it's a little bit shorter. It's a
I
little
don't
bit
think that I don't think that distance matters at the point. Right? It is the same.
You know, even a little bit longer, like another half second, that's like another 50, 100 damage you could be taking. And that being said, if you don't like this jump, like you have a Zarya bubble, so you can make this jump, right? It's like no problem, you can make this jump. If you don't like this jump, because you might take too much damage, you can actually walk this way and jump this way instead, right? And just get under them. Like, Monkey's really good at being a troll under the bridge. You know, you don't have to be on top of them all the time, you can just be here. And being under them, like you can poke here, zap this guy, and you can just make these guys really uncomfortable. Because being here sets up your next jump to guarantee it's short. Right? Instead of making one long jump that's kind of risky and where you take a lot of damage, you make 2 shorter jumps. Right? You make one jump where you have a very limited LLS. You make a second jump where you have very, very limited LLS. Right? Instead of the super long jump where they can see you coming from a mile away. You want to avoid these long frontal jumps. Is the TLDR. You can make this jump when you have bubble. Okay? But like you gotta trust she's gonna bubble you, because this just wastes your bubble completely. And because you waste your bubble, you overstay your welcome. And again, do we want to drop this way?
I mean, but you went back a little far.
Yeah, a couple seconds. Right, play like you have Zarya bubble. Unfortunate, okay. We wasted it. But now, like, again, thinking ahead, okay? Because you can't just live in the moment. You're here, you're taking the space, which way do you want to drop?
I prefer dropping to the left.
Left? Why left?
I mean, you can still just poke and like into cafe.
Yeah, I'll say left is pretty good, right? You get to have control of this, and you have pretty easy support from your team. So if your plan is to come here, and then drop left, why are you still standing here? You know, like long after your bubble's expired. Yeah, you jump here, whatever. You know, the jump wasn't great because it was longer. Despite the, you know, whatever you might, and then you kind of int your bubbles. But from here you're like, oh, I fucked that up. Okay, what's the next play? Start moving to your left. Right, so you can set up, so you could be in a better position in 3 seconds. But you kind of just wander around. Your bubble cracks, and then you drop off main. Right, and now you're not here. You're not here to poke the Zen. And this guy could have just died if you were here. So
I don't think I would have been there fast enough to kill the Zen, but
it doesn't matter if you kill him. You're just gonna get pressure. You're just gonna get pressure. You make him look at you. He's not like every little bit of pressure, every little bit of distraction counts. Okay, it's like it's not just about results and wins and losses. Okay, you gotta think about this conceptually in terms of how you can maximize your uptime. And right now, you're basically dead because you're not doing anything. So if you add all this up and you spend 40% of the game, you know, this fight probably spent like 75% of it basically dead. You weren't doing anything. Right, so if you can extend that to you spend 100% of the fight actually doing something, or at least occupying attention, you're just gonna win more games. It's that simple. Like you're gonna feel like you're doing absolutely nothing, but just by being in a position to demand attention, your team's gonna have an easier time. And it starts with these kinds of decisions, right? It's not, oh, like, do I kill the Zen or not? That's not as important as, am I in a position to demand attention? Am I in a position to do something? Am I in a position where I have options? You know, I'm not trying to just rag on all these individual mistakes. I'm trying to connect all these dots together so you can see the bigger overarching issue is you don't think ahead, right? You don't look at what your team's doing, and you don't think about where you need to be in the next 3 seconds. Like, you jump up and you instantly come down. Now, if you jump up, this is a totally fine jump, and you're about to get bubble, so just contest this door a little bit more, right? You have bubble in 1 second. You can stay. You can stay, and whoever you need to zap, you can zap from here. You probably could have killed this D.Va. Yeah, what's this bubble doing? Can you tell me why you bubbled this?
I mean, like, just close it off for securing point.
Yeah, there's nobody here though. D.Va's demeched. So now the sim can just farm your bubble for charge and then walk in at you. Right, if they're actually pushing you, fine. I mean, there's a hog or whatever. Right, at this point, you need to be here. This Tracer cannot have cafe. Like, you should be here hawking the door. Just be a bouncer here. Nobody gets in through this door. And that, again, just requires a little bit of planning ahead. Like, hey, we have control point. Where do I need to be? Not on point. All right, I need to hold this door. I'm the bouncer. Just stand here. And this is why I really get on your ass when you start giving me excuses like, it's diamond. I don't need to focus. These are bad habits that start creeping into your gameplay. Or if you go, I don't need to focus because it's 3K. I don't need to focus because it's 3.5K. Well, you're gonna get sloppy on stuff like this. You know, you need to practice. Like, practicing concentration is a skill as important as mechanics and all that stuff. Like, she bubbled you and you didn't react. Just walk forward. Just walk forward. Good charge. This is unlucky. Whoa. Alright, maybe one more fight. Like, that first fight was the ugliest. That's really what we had to really hammer out, because it just looked like you were kind of lost.
I mean, yeah. I haven't played in a month. Ooh.
Sure, but that really isn't the point, right? The point is just to get better, and everybody gets rusty. But the point is just you gotta lift your floor too, right? Like ideally, you get to a point where even if you don't play in a month, your decision making is just a little bit cleaner than this. It doesn't really matter if you haven't played in a month, right? The point is just to get better. It's not like these things didn't happen before either, right? They're just happening worse now because you're rusty. They're just like exacerbations of previous issues. So fine. Yep. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Let's look at defense real quick. So, Monkey on this point's not great, but if you're gonna play Monkey here, you need to not play him like Ryan.
I mean, I usually tend to hold the opposite side of the choke, but I don't know, I was just worried about Hog, because usually if they have a Hog, I kind of get fucked.
Yeah, you just stand here. You stand here. Okay, if he tries to hook someone this way, you can walk in. If he tries to hook you, you back up, then your team gets free reign, and then you walk back in. Right? The moral of this is that you have to create distractions, opposite angles, right? Ideally, you have your junk here. You don't want to stand here because you don't have any range damage, right? You're, like, sitting there with your fat ass poking out is no good. So your junk can stand here, you can stand here, totally fine. The rest of your team is kind of doing this and this, right? And they have to pick a direction, right? And this is a theme that we always talk about in scrims. And your objective in ladder is to find ways to make this happen by yourself, right? Like if your team's all standing here, go here. If your team is all standing here, go here, right? Or go here. Like do something to create an off angle, to where if they pick a direction and go there, they're gonna expose their flanks to somebody else. But here, there's nobody to there's no attention being juggled, right? I mean, except for this guy. You got 5 guys sitting in the same spot. Like, your Honor's not even high ground. And you can sit here and go, wow, Honor, you're so dumb, you could be hooked through this door, and you'd be right. But, you know, you can't really fix that. You can make our life a little bit easier and go here. Right, give them something else to look at. And then what happens is, if they walk at you, you're like, ah, shit, you just back up, you back up, you back up, and then you just come out here and you drop on their back line, right? Like, Monkey's the great debater. You just play ring around the rosy with them. But being here in the front is no good. Because this is Ryan positioning. Now look, you just took 250 damage. Now, if you wanted to farm bubble and then instantly jump to high ground, that's fine. Okay, but you didn't do that. Like these frontal bubbles are just really weak. Right. This is you're doing what Ryan usually does, but just worse because your bubble is so much more expensive than a shield. And instead of just yelling at you, let's talk about what could have happened there instead. Because these frontal bubbles again are pretty weak. Right, like if you were just chilling here, right, you could fight the D.Va, which is kind of not important, but at the very least you would kind of occupy her, right, and you can always leave this way if you had to, because your BAP is literally, or no, what is this?
Out
so
of the
that's their
low
BAP.
ground,
That's their
remember?
BAP.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I just want you to play this side more, or this high ground. Like, play this, because if you're here, then this could allow one of your DPS to be here too, like your junk, and this just makes this hold much better. Right, like this Mercy just flying here for free, and these people should not be able to get here. This Mercy would not fly in if you're standing here, because you would zap her. This Pharaoh would probably think twice too. Right, and you could be like, well, I don't do anything with pharmacy. Well, you could demand some resources, right? You could play here, you could piss him off, you could dick around here, you could get a Zarya bubble and just stand here, walk up, zap him some more. Like anything you could do to create a little bit more occupation, because if these people get into your backline, you actually have a huge problem. Right? Who's going to contest these people when they're in the backline like this? So you don't want to give that side of the map for free. I think I went back too far anyway. Those are the frontal bubbles that we didn't like.
Ready for battle. 1. Attackers incoming.
No, we'll go to Gibraltar after this.
A.
Right, this D.Va is just getting for free. Like, if you were, this seems like a little thing, but if you were standing here, right, you would split our attention between you and your Zarya and your junk. Right, and then these guys probably wouldn't back up as hard, because this D.Va's going to be looking at you, and they're going to be like, well, I have a free D.Va to shoot at. There's no DM in my face. And then she turns around, and then you're free. Then you can walk in and stand here and do whatever the hell you want. Get a bubble, jump right back out to right here, or to here. Man, like, see how free this D.Va is? This shouldn't happen. This D.Va's making a pretty decent play, and it's like not the biggest deal in the world that she's here, but giving her this corner like this is opening up this corner for, or this angle for a team. Right, this D.Va's getting free high ground. And look, where is their attention right now?
It's just main.
They're all looking at you. They're all looking this way. Okay, and your bubble isn't good enough to absorb this. Whereas if you were on the other side, right, you start here, maybe walk this way, and you bubble this, and they look at you this way, well, now these people are free. There's no DM now. Right, because the D.Va's trying to shoot you. You have to look backwards, well, now you're free. Now then you walk in on their SIG, you walk in on their soldier, and you shoot them. Right, you just gotta keep juggling. Like ping pong, this way, that way, this way, that way, this way, that way. And that's why you want to create flanks and off angles, especially as Monkey. It's just so good. Attention juggling is really the key to this game. Let me look at Gibraltar real quick. Any questions?
I mean, I kind of get where it's going.
Yeah.
I just sit in the main because I play Reinhardt.
Yeah, it's understandable. I used to do that all the time too.
Arriving at watch point
So with Monkey especially, you just gotta think ahead more. Right, you have to really leverage your mobility, because you are more of a Ryan player, and your tendency is kind of just to sit main and do Ryan things, and that's not really how you're gonna get the most out of Monkey.
ready.
So I was telling you this in chat. It seems kind of stupid, and it kind of isn't.
Starting there.
This is a little too greedy. It's okay. It's not bad. Probably like here. I'd probably start here. This is probably okay, or maybe halfway, right? You can always back up if you need to. But basically, you want them to get around this corner and like have to look at you, because if they have to, because again, how do you juggle attention, right? Where do they actually want to go? Like, which direction are they trying to push? This isn't a trick question. Ian? Whoops. Hang on. My setup is scuffed. Okay.
Oh,
Alright, let's try this again. Alright, you can see this?
no,
You can't see any of this?
no. You're not streaming.
Whoops. Okay, which direction are they trying to go from here?
I mean, they either want to go high ground, they want to go main, and just there.
Well, they want to go to this way, right? Your left, their right. So if you pull any amount of tension this way, it's good for you, right?
Mhm.
You're peeling people off from this way and looking to look this way. See what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
So I used to start here a lot and then jump out, but this kind of sucks because you're actually this is a frontal attack, right? This is like they're gonna
Yeah.
around the corner and see you. So I think this is a little bit better. Because from here, if you want to jump up and block somebody in, you can. But if you want to just stand here and just contest cart, like look, you chill, you chill, you chill. There are monkeys in, right? There are monkeys in with no bubble. You just walk in and zap these people, and drop
Yeah.
it, right? You can just walk in. You don't have to. You don't have to use bubble. You can just walk here, zap, chill, because your Ana can heal you too from here. Right? This is super free for your backline. Well, your Ana can't heal you right now, but if you're here, she probably will look at you. You just chill here for as long as you can, and then when you feel like you're taking too much pressure, you can either drop bubble and fight this for a little bit longer, or you can save bubble and just go here. Right, and you jump the globe, and then from here your backline can still heal you, your D.Va can boost to you, right? And from here, this is not jumping back to your team, right? You jump back to your team, you give up the corner. You jump here, now they're like, well, we have to deal with this monkey. You just need to make sure that you jump here with enough resources that you don't just die. Right? If you wait till you're down to like 100 health and you jump here, the D.Va's gonna follow you and kill you. So you have to either have bubble when you jump out, or you use bubble here and you jump out as soon as your bubble breaks. You land here with like 400 health. Then you're pretty safe. All right, but again, it's all about, we're just doing more attention juggling again, right? Because where are they looking right now? They're all looking this way right now, right? There's not really any attention being juggled.
Mm-hmm.
Like your Ashe could be globe right now. Your Ashe doesn't want to be globe because she's scared of this D.Va, and she wouldn't be if you were here, right? Like right now, you could have stopped cart. Right, you stop cart, you zap these people. This is big value. You're stalling out the fight longer in a position where you're strong, because you're really strong at this corner. You're not strong underneath the car wash.
Yeah.
But now you're stopping cart, and it's too late. You take 1 billion damage because you drop from the front again. Right, you see how bad dropping from the front is. Okay, how'd you end up here?
So I jump back after taking a ton of damage. And then she's back here. I was thinking jumping to the globe or like pushing that staircase, but I didn't have bubble. And kind of late.
Yeah, this is fine. I mean, you're just kind of poking for top right now. But again, like you see how this feels kind of bad.
Yeah.
Because once you give this up, right, the card just gets to roll for free, and you kind of can't do anything. Right, this is too long of a sightline for you to jump across. There's no off angles to take, and you just end up giving up half the map. So you want to make more of an off angle here to make this fight a little bit longer. Because now this is a frontal assault, right? This is just front v front in a very narrow corridor. You can't contest cart. You can't jump their backline. You can't do anything. This just feels bad. This came from giving up the front too early. I would have probably jumped the back line with this. Alright, you have 200 health with no bubble. This is too greedy. Oh my god, you almost die. Yeah, there's not much else you can do at this point, honestly, except maybe get on top here and try to pester the Ana. Right, this little middle section of the map kind of sucks. There's just no off angles to take.
I'm feeling unstoppable.
That being said, like, why wouldn't you just be here? You know, this is such a better spot to pester the Ana from than being in front of her.
I just didn't want to commit the jump.
Yeah, but who's gonna stop you? I mean, like maybe these guys, but no, wait, that's your team. Yeah,
That's my team.
nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be here. Stop staying in front of me. Bad read. Case in point, if you were in high ground, you wouldn't die here.
I didn't die here.
Oh my god, well you should have died. Dude, you're feeding so much ult charge. You guys are getting an all-you-can-eat buffet off of you. Keep body block.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought you went back to the start. I was confused. Okay.
Helden sterben nicht.
Probably want to make a play with Primal in the near future once they commit.
Yeah. Except I remember I don't use Primal like ever.
Feeling powerful.
And I'm sad.
Helden sterben nicht.
Taking way too much damage.
Yeah.
You already have Primal, right? You're not getting anything out of that peak. So these guys are in. You need to make a play. Right? Once the enemy commits, that's your cue to do something. Just jump their backline like right now. You're even up one. Like they're in. You're up one. And so right now you should have already jumped. Now here's the trick. Okay, your jump is late, but if you're gonna jump, where are you gonna aim the jump?
I mean to the left, not onto the stairs.
Yeah. Why?
Because the stair, you can still zap the stairs from there. Doesn't change. You have high ground, even if it's little.
Yeah. Well, like if you just jump here, for example, right? When you jump sideways, it just makes it that much harder for the Ana to sleep you, right? Like a monkey straight on is super easy to sleep, right? You're just giving it a little bit wider of an angle, gives you the high ground advantage, so it makes her really sad, and it makes it harder to sleep you. And if she wants to sleep you, she has to look away from her team, right? She has like anything you can do to make it harder. And if she's scoped in right now, which I think she is, she might not notice. You know, if you just bias this way and jump here and come after her, she might be still scoped in. Right, attention's a really valuable resource, and you have to juggle it more. Because this is too late, and you're gonna go straight onto her,
Feeling powerful.
and she's gonna avoid you. And now your bubble is burnt. Now you're sad.
Yeah. And now I don't use Primal because I mess up.
Yeah, you don't need to cut it this close. Like under 300 health is perfectly okay to primal. Once you lose your armor, just primal. That was a bit of a toss.
I blame Torb Turret.
I'm gonna go to the very end because there was a couple of really ugly fights on defense at the end. There's one you did really well, and then there's one after that you kind of tossed. So let's
Oh, you mean the one where I just jump straight in?
Yeah. So in scrims, I would usually have the D.Va here and you here, right? And we talked about why.
Yeah.
Do you remember why?
I can zap that corner. I can't do anything on
Yeah.
high ground.
Yeah, you're just gonna take damage. Okay, so if you flip the D.Va on the Winston, you're gonna get kind of the same. You're gonna get the same result, but just more effective, like but better. Right? The D.Va can do stuff from here, and she's harder to dive. She's harder to poke. You can do stuff from here. That being said, if your D.Va's gonna sit main, it's better to have you here than nobody at all. So you know that's whatever. Dude, you take so much damage. Okay, micro problems, right?
Took like 100
So you know
minutes.
you don't do anything from here.
Dropping
Okay.
in.
So your only
Yeah.
objective right now is to not take damage, until the enemy commits. Because then you're like, okay, once they commit, then I can drop on their back line and like bubble and primal and shit. But until then, don't feed. Right? They're not really doing anything yet. Their monkey's jumping at you. It's like whatever. We don't care. Their monkey jumps at you. You just back up and you let your ass shoot him. You just back up here and you let your ass shoot him. Okay, you're getting baited into a bad drop because why do we set opposites here?
Huh?
It's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same concept over and over. But why do we set opposite high grounds here?
Concave.
Okay, with this kind of a concave, where's your kill box? Where's like kind of that convergence point?
At the cart, just underneath.
It's like right here.
ground.
It's pretty much at the
Yeah.
corner, right? It's like somewhere in this general area. But where's the enemy?
They're near their mega.
They're freaking over here, right? This is too far. Because if they're here, if they get to here, now they're being pinched from basically 2.5 angles. Okay, if you fight them here, this becomes a frontal assault. You see, now there's no
Yeah.
angles. Now it's just front line v front line. You want to avoid front line v front line because that's a gamble. It's a gamble just based on who has the better matchup, who has the better mechanics, who has the better luck. That sucks. All right, so this is a bad drop. You got baited because you're dropping frontally into four or five people. That's a good jump out, and it's really good to not give up the Like you see how this is good, right? Like this is why like you almost tossed, but this is actually but you made something out of this because you got the diva off of the cart. So
And they
Diva's
committed both support ults.
Yeah, they committed both support O's, and then this diva's wasting time chasing a monkey with primal instead of actually doing something in the front.
Yeah.
So this is space created, like without memeing, right? If you had jumped back to your team, then the diva just like, or you had jump here, right? And the diva's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna walk forward and shoot the monkey with rally, and that's really bad, right? You want to get people away from this rally, away from the front line. So jumping deeper in this case was actually better for you than jumping safer. And you want to look for these more often. So you're like, if that's what your attention was, then this is a good example. Were you trying to apply that?
Well, yeah, because I knew like as soon as I was there, it's like, yeah, jumping back's kind of trash. They committed ults, so like if I go back, it's just a waste.
Yeah, if you go back, you toss because they're just gonna run at you. Right, they're gonna run at you with nano and rally, and you're just gonna die. So the only way that you try to save this is you try to pull some attention away from where they want to go. Right, you want to pull their ults and their attention, their resources away from this cart. This is really good. What's less good is you don't win this fight against the diva with no bubble. So just keep running. Like turn your ass around and go and like run towards this mini. Because you don't win this. She has armor and she's shooting you in the face. Okay, like this is sloppy. Okay, this is fine. So here's what you do instead. Right, to complete this play. She comes at you, you turn around, you drop off here, so you don't take a billion damage. And then, so like in this case you're only here now, right?
Yeah.
Instead of being all the way the hell back here, and you save some health, then you can just jump up this way, get here, take a look, primal, jump in, kick these supports away. Because you want this guy to leave. You don't want this guy to go into your team.
I mean, I think it's fine. Just like separate them. Like knocking a brig in is fine.
Knocking a brig in with rally is not good.
I mean,
She has
rally ended by the time she's knocked in. I mean, she still has
a billion armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you want to create separation. Because right now your team is being pushed back. Okay, here's the other thing. You have to have a sense of where your map control situation is. I was getting on Lauren about this the other day, where like her team was losing map control. Like something happened. I can't remember what. It was like I think it was a new Bonnie or something. Her team was losing map control and was losing high round, and she was holding nano. I was like, dude, you just gotta ult. Right? You have to have a sense of when the map control is being lost, and you just gotta ult. I would have probably even primed earlier. Like as soon as Diva commits booster at you, right? Like this whole play took a little bit too long, honestly, because you know that the enemy's gonna be pushing your team kind of hard. This play took a little too long. Go out. Diva flies at you. Great. You got her booster out. Right. Instantly primal. Go in and you kick this rally away. And this Diva's out of the fight. Life is okay. Okay, and this will let you hold on to the corner for probably a little bit longer. Because the Bob's here, whatever, you kick the rally out, right, and then you just come back here. And you chill. But you have to have that sense of like, I'm losing map control, I gotta do something right now. Is this taking a little too long? Okay, well, kill the break, nice. They make it work. But yeah, it just took a little bit too long. The TLDR there is, it was a good play. I kind of wanted to show you that. I mean, I'm picking on the details a little bit. But going deeper there was good. Now the very next play, and like that Prem will worked again because you didn't come from the front, right? You came from behind them.
Yeah.
What do you do in the very next play with Nano?
Oh, I jumped straight at them. And then it gets left in that.
Yeah, you instant feed.
Let's go!
Look at this big brain play. Hang on. Not this big brain play. Just feeding. Okay, whatever.
And I should have gotten around that. I don't know what I was doing.
Okay. You don't even need to jump to this because you can just kill a brig. You can just fight the brig.
Yeah.
A pretty okay mantra to live by is have an idea of where you want to be. So like map control first, and then just fight what's easy. Okay, you're holding the left side off angle. This is fine.
I think I should have just gone further left, but like instead of just going here, because at least like I close some more distance without being seen.
This is okay, honestly. I mean, like you talk about being here.
Yeah.
This is kind of meh because if they find you here and they're gonna force your bubble. This is okay, because you're holding opposite angles on this cart, right? So the fact that you're actually setting left instead of right is an improvement because you guys are looking for this off angle while your squishies are this way, right? So you're pinching this area. So that means you're strongest in this area, which means you want to fight the people who are in this area. See how this works?
Yeah.
So given that, you walk in. This guy goes in. Do you jump the on or do you fight him?
I jumped on. Why would I fight Doomfist?
Why don't you just kill the Doomfist? You can bubble him off and kill him. He's in your kill box.
I mean, I feel like the Doomfist is just feeding at this point.
Yeah, don't feed in response to him feeding. Right? If you don't want to deal with the Doomfist, fine. Just walk forward, bubble this off, and fight the brig.
Okay.
Right? Fight what's easy. Right here, bubble, fight brig. Because this makes it so that the Doomfist gets no support. This is also too early, by the way, honestly. And if you want to jump, you can jump here again. This would force the Diva to come at you, and then you can drop off and bubble. Like all these things you could do. Anything but jumping at the honest head on. Alright, the bigger conceptual issue is it's too early because you're setting up a kill, and this is again something that's happened a couple times. You're setting up a kill box here. You need to fight here. If they're not in the kill box, don't extend for this, right? Because you're basically wasting the nano at that point. You just sit here indefinitely, and not indefinitely, but you sit here until they walk in your kill box.
Yeah.
And then you fight the kill box. Either fight the kill box or you fight on the edge of the kill box and you cut it off so that your team can kill the kill box, but you don't go past it. Because it's like the force multiplier isn't there, right? You're putting resources, you're putting cooldowns and ults into a spot where it's not going to get help. Hang on, I'm gonna spend like 5 minutes looking at another one of my replays. If you got like 5 minutes.
Sure.
Played a couple decent games yesterday after not touching.
Why are you flexing? What is this?
I'm not flexing. I'm gonna critique myself, but I'm gonna critique myself.
No,
I want to show you some of the. I want to show you some of the pathing because it's like planning and pathing, right? And I really want to discuss what planning and pathing looks like with you. You got a plan, and then you got a path, and they go hand in hand. If you don't plan on where you want to fight or how you want to take space, you can't path right. And they're kind of feeding into each other. Where you don't plan, you sit around aimlessly like in Hollywood first, and then you take really bad angles on your fights. Or you set up a good angle, like on Gibraltar, you set up a good off angle, you understand that, and you give it up because you don't fight the kill box. Why? You're not planning. Doomfist goes in, oh, I guess I'll do something now. You know, it's not how it works.
I don't think when I play. I'm completely reactionary.
Let's see. What was a good game that happened? Oh, I'm trying to remember what happened on Anubis. Icon wand. That's the last thing I remember.
Traveling to icon ready for battle.
So actually, this I want to show the other monkey. The enemy monkey made a pretty decent play here.
Ready for battle.
So Jason L is obviously my duel, and I'm telling him right now, hey, get on the off angle. Right, don't stack your tanks. Because he was stacked on me, and I told him, hey, go right.
Incoming.
So now we're setting opposite on the choke. Alright, so this guy's trying to push left. So I'm gonna just shoot his backline now.
Yeah.
Right, instead of being stacked and just shooting the bubble, he's gonna push left and bubble. I'm just gonna shoot his backline. Super free. And now they still can't get in. Right, I'm still holding left. He's coming at me. So that was actually a good jump. Right, that's what I want to show you. You see how he's going here. And what is this?
Keeps going.
Huh?
Yeah, it just keeps going deeper.
Yeah. Well, it's not just deeper, right? It's like what is. Shit. What else? So much stuff. Okay. What is being here by him? And his Zarya is kind of in this area.
I mean, it just buys attention, and he just can get an off angle if they don't care.
What am I drawing right now?
I'm drawing a concave, but I feel like it's a concave at a place that you guys are gonna back up from. So I mean, like it forces you out. It takes.
Yeah, it gets this corner, right? If the monkey jumps here, he's worthless. Okay, he's going to be frontally fighting a horse, and it's pointless. If he jumps here, he's threatening the flank, and more importantly, even if he does nothing but poke this, if you look at him, you're not looking at if anybody who looks at him is not looking at the team, right? Monkey's going to make space by making people look at him. He's not going to make space by just front face tanking damage with a Rein shield. To some extent, Rein has to do the same thing. You know, if I'm a Rein here, I'm not going to do this. This is suicide, right? If I'm a Rein, I'm actually gonna start walking this way. I do this a lot on this map. If I play Rein, I blow him off this corner. I walk this way. I come here, and then I take my next fight from this corner with my team behind me this way. All right, so like I end up here, my team ends up here, and we pinch this way, and maybe I send a guy this way too, or this way. But yeah, that's a good jump from the monkey. See, it blows me out the corner because I'm like, well, you know, I don't have a lot of help here. Unfortunately, he gives it up. Well, I mean, he lost 2 people, so he had to give it up. And he lost 2 people because we were offset, right? Like I was holding this guy here, and my Sigma was dealing with the right side. So we both had off angles on that case. Pharah popped off from spawn camps. I think the rest of this is not super interesting. That jump kind of sucked. Right now. What's going on?
That's a question everyone in Overwatch asks.
Helden sterben nicht.
Oh, we lost a guy. That's why. I kind of thought we lost a guy. 1 for 1 right now. I think I give him too much space here. Just being down 1 dude.
I mean, they committed ults. You didn't. Like, hey, where did you win though?
Yeah. I think I had to sit here longer. I had to sit here longer, and then like my Sig is free firing. Like see like this off angle is so good. If I just sit here and just kind of chill, I'm backing out because I don't want to be in the bubble. But I think I give this up a little too hard. Or at least when I back, my Sig has to push in, has to counter push. My Sig has to kill these people or get a lot of damage in. So this is a throw from Jason. I'll have to show this for him later. He has to counter push this. And if Peter or anybody else sees this, or you play Sig too, right? You see this, like I'm backing for this bubble, you have to counter push this. You don't come back to your other tank.
Yeah.
Because this from Jason was a toss.
No, I'm just more focused on whatever that window is.
And now we give this corner up instead of pressuring these people. Yeah, that's really bad. So anyway, we give map control because the Sigma rotation was bad, and then that's whatever. I wanted to talk about Monkey though. Alright, opposite angles. Opposite angles. I'm looking just to set. And if I'm setting these angles, okay, little pop quiz.
Hmm.
Where's the kill box here? Is it here?
No, it's when they put it when the
That's
cart
all
pushes out past the gate. Yeah.
Is it here?
No, it's still further. It's
Yeah,
like when you can
like here.
see. Yeah.
It's like here, right? It's in between the sight lines. That's like the maximum effective area. The closer you get now, it's not gonna be perfect, right? Like if they get to here, and they jump, then you got to go in and do something, or you got to walk in and do something. It's not gonna be perfect, but like the closer they get to this, the stronger the stronger your positioning is.
Hmm.
And you can see what I'm doing here is I'm kind of daring them to push, right? They push out this way, I'm gonna counter rotate and try to pinch a little bit, right? I'm trying to make a I'm trying to force this angle more, so where they're coming out and I'm going in, so I'm trying to like move this kill box a little bit deeper, so I can make it more uncomfortable. Wasn't a great bubble, but I thought I was gonna get slept. But now I know she doesn't have any sleep, so I'm kind of just chilling. Right. So something that you do a lot, which I want you to not do less of. I don't have any bubble. I'm gonna stop cart and instantly leave. Okay?
I will never I will stay as long as humanly possible.
If I land, see, I land here with armor still. If I land here with 100 health, I'm dead. This Genji kills me. This Genji kills me, and this Ana has to heal me so much that my Mercy probably dies. See how my Mercy's low? That puts way too much pressure on your team, right? So like I'm chilling here. I'm still really healthy. My Mercy lives, and then now I can come back and just. I don't know how she slept me through this. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I took damage. Instantly leave again. Right? Because what's my objective right now? Like I'm thinking ahead. What kill box am I trying to hold?
I mean, so it's gonna try to hold the same one you highlighted earlier. It's like now it's corner though. It's like when the car pushes around the corner, yeah, kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make this quarter as miserable as I can for them to get through, right? Because as long as I have people here, it's pretty hard for them to get here, and like I'm losing the high ground because my whole team is kind of backing. But like I'm doing this, I'm buying a bit more time for these guys. My on is kind of fucked now, so. But like if I can do this, if I can stay here a little bit longer, I can stall cart a little bit longer. Like this cart has not moved very much, right? And they're sending guys after me instead of pushing cart or instead of taking high ground.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to stall this out. So like, I've lost a lot of people. So now I have to leave. Because I've lost the opposite side. I got no heals. So now I realize, like, there's no concave anymore. I'm on a frontal fight. This is not a strong position. If I now try to jump this way, I'm dead. Right? This is a frontal jump with no off angle. So I've given this is done. Okay? My next kill box has to be somewhere back here now. So I'm gonna leave.
Heroes never die.
Hey, Ana, heal me. Unfortunate, but you know, I can't do anything about that. That kind of sucks. So my team is going this way, so I'm gonna pinch this way, right? They're gonna wrap around. Like again, they're always thinking, how do you juggle attention? If they go this way, I'm not following them. I'm going this way, dropping this way. Right, I'm trying to pinch. Now I'm thinking I'm trying to pinch backline. Right, the only way we get the map back here is we have people from the back, and then I control top. So you see me going this way to stop cart. I probably should have gone top, but I really wanted to stop cart because once the cart gets past this arch, this high ground becomes kind of worthless. So I want to make sure I stop the cart here and give my soldier a chance. I did not know I was going to get nailed. Unlucky. And now we have the map back. Right. Play for map control. I don't have bubble, and I don't have map control here. Do I need to be going here right now?
Nah.
Alright, so feet, right? Like where is my map control strong? Well, my team is kind of in a shitty position. I don't really have map control, so I want to make sure I stabilize and then get people here and here. Right, because now my concave, instead of being like here, and it's because where the card is, it has to be here and here. And now I'm playing for this corridor. See how that changes things?
Yeah.
And it's just like, if you just look at what I'm doing, it looks like I'm doing nothing special, right? But it's just the You gotta plan ahead. I'm trying to force a bit of an off angle here because I know my D.Va's up top. So I'm walking this way. This isn't super good because my backline can't see me. I'm just trying to force a little bit of attention this way. Hey, free. Something you don't do enough again, Ian. I zap this Ana, the instant she looks at me, I'm out. And she misses. See that?
Yeah.
So you eat a lot of sleeps. Don't do that. I didn't eat a bubble that. That was really dumb. She already slept. I thought she was gonna purple me, I think, so I bubbled, but I didn't need to. No, we've won. I don't need to play that.
See, but like jumping up, that takes the they need to flicker really far. Too much work. So what I'm hearing is I should have higher sense when I play main.
Yeah, I do 808.
Fuck no. I'm like less than half of that, or more than half that. Which one am I using? Yes, less than half that.
So again, I'm gonna look at my team, okay, and I see.
Uh-huh.
Well, I got one guy in spawn, so this is kind of rough. But I got one guy in spawn. Got a guy here. I got a DMAC D.Va. So where are you gonna try to hold?
I mean, I think with a DMAC D.Va, you can't hold aggressive at
You can't.
all. You're pretty much just sitting on high ground.
Yeah. So I'm gonna chill here. I'm gonna try to piss him off a little bit, and then I'm probably gonna have to leave.
Yeah.
Depending on if I get my mech back or not. Okay, but while I still have map control, while I still have these opposite high grounds, I actually want to make it harder for him to walk through. Because if I let him walk through this for free, and I lose map control, it's gonna be really hard to retake this when I'm down a mech and I'm down a guy. So I just want to buy time here, and I want to leverage the map control to my advantage, right? These opposite angles. And I have to leave because I'm just like, I don't have mech yet. I can't hold it. You see, I'm always biasing this way, all right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to bias this way. Because again, I'm trying to open this up. I'm trying to open this up so I have a guy who like my team who's coming back from this way. I know, obviously my spawn's this way, right? So if I start pulling this way and my team pushes this way, I can now reestablish opposite high grounds. I probably could have gone on that, but you know why I didn't? I see that, but I don't go in. Do you know why I don't go in on that?
Because your team isn't ready at all. And you're also jumping.
Sorta. I mean, yes, that's part of it. Like my team is doing shit on top, right? So like if I do this, I know it's like I'm gonna be alone. But based on what we talked about today, like why don't I take this jump?
Jumping straight at them.
Yeah, it's a frontal jump. I'm gonna get slept. I'm gonna get destroyed, or at least it's gonna be a really really bad trade.
Just be better throwing the bubble down as soon as you see the sleep come out.
All right, so like you see, like my first instinct, I probably could have been low greedier here. I probably could have jumped at least here, but even then, like this is still too.
I think just jumping to the left, like the little catwalk on your left is fine.
This probably would have been fine. I think I could have been a little bit greedier. I think I could have probably.
I think
this.
Going all the way is too far. But like,
Yeah, definitely not this. Definitely not this. I would have gone booped. So I think I probably could have done this just to be a little bit more greedy on this purple. But it's only a monkey. It's not like these guys are purple. But yeah, my first instinct was to go top, which also lets me help top. Right, I get to check top, clear it a little bit, and then drop down. That's what I prefer. Because I don't ever want. Like, see, she's looking at me now, right? She's off looking at whatever the hell this is. Now the monkey's gone, so like it's kind of whatever. Oh no, the monkey's still purple. But she's like, these guys are hawking me, so it's good I didn't jump forward. Alright, get the Ana kill. That was really tough. Like one more fight. This Ana was actually really good. I told her nano me here. I'm like, hey, ready? Wait a little bit. We got a pig. Okay, now.
You're powered up. Get in there.
They're already used sleep.
So, do you know why I blow it really here?
Not at all, because they're on an already used sleep.
Well, do we know if the break has whip? She has both cooldowns, right? That's why I bubble.
Yeah.
If she whips me off the map now and I throw, so it's not just about the sleep. It's this. I see the brig and I'm like, well, I get bash here, I throw. So, and does she try to go for it? She does, and she misses.
I know she hits you. She hits you. That's not a miss.
Huh?
She hits you.
Did she hit me?
Yeah, because
I
you
don't think
went
she
up.
does.
Why'd you take so long to fall then?
I bubbled that.
Right.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Oh, she did hit me. Well, I bubbled for it, and I didn't get
Where's
it.
the proof of concept?
It was,
I
you know,
see.
it's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts. You know, I got slipped through my shield the other day, so I'm gonna blame ping. Or like just like a couple fights ago, so I'm gonna blame ping.
Always good. Always a good idea.
Anyway, that's all to say, like, I take my own medicine, you know? Opposite high grounds, path to where you're not gonna be in front of them, don't jump frontally, etc, etc. I think that's it. Did I do anything interesting on attack? I don't think I did anything interesting on attack. I think I just stomped him. Oh yeah. So you see this, right? What's your only option at this point?
Left.
Yeah, you go
The
left.
stack.
That's fun. And I'm gonna walk behind them and make them look at me. And when they look at me, like it's like this pulls 4 people at me, alright? And this is gonna get my team through. I'm like, ah, there's nobody here anymore. Now my team's just gonna walk through. Now my team throws by walking at me instead of right. Like these guys should have gone right. Because like, why am I here? I'm trying to pull attention, and now they're putting me on the bad off angle. If I had a bit more time, I would have been like, wow, these guys are here. I'm gonna double back and go this way. Right? Like if your team's gonna follow you, you can go and force the off angle yourself and just double back. I didn't have to do that because we ended up just killing them all anyway. Right, like we're up 2, like whatever, it's gonna go in. But I was thinking about doubling back because you don't want to walk in this pump. That's mostly it. I want to look at the one at the very last fight. I think it's weird. So from where the cart was. Yeah, it's okay. I'm just waiting for my on at this point. Waiting for respawns. Okay, respawns come in,
Personne n'échappe à
and I'm
mes
like, hey,
regards.
I'm just gonna go touch cart. Whatever.
Helden sterben
Trace
nicht.
pops off.
Cease your resistance.
I probably should have done something at this point, but I was not expecting Jason to do that.
Can't remake it.
That was nasty. Deny.
You didn't hit the burst. You should just cancel.
I canceled it, but I killed the horse. I think I should have done something there. Like I was really confused. I was really curious about what I should have done here. I was like, I'm gonna push cart,
Helden sterben.
and
Teamwork.
sometimes pushing cart is actually pretty good because this is gonna force them to this is gonna force these guys to come after me, right? If they don't come after me on cart, like this cart's gonna push through. So all these guys have to do is sit here. But Jason then goes in and kind of ints. I was like, Jason, what the fuck are you doing when I was playing this game?
Cease your resistance.
He doesn't need to do this. He doesn't need to do this.
He's a support player on tank.
No, he's
just
like a he's like a
me.
3900 diva. Like he doesn't need to do this. This is the toss. Hey Peter, if you're watching, don't do this. We just need to chill.
Support player on tank like me.
Because if this is you, Ian, they're eventually gonna have to come after you, right? Because otherwise you're gonna push cart. And by again attention, they're gonna look away from the high ground towards cart. That's gonna give the people here the opportunity to do something. You don't need to be doing this. This is a toss. And I'm like, well, should I help him? No, if I help him, I probably toss too. So I just let him die. And I go in late. Like, I get to where the card's basically being contested and I go in. I gives you a little bit more resources to do shit. Anyway. Hopefully that helps. Any questions?
Next time we do